Scykarjipo.
We've been talking to influential people in the community. We've also been showing merch. If you've been on my other channel, I've been showing merch. But before we get started, I want to tell you what this is about. We have a platform called As One, me and some wonderful guys. It's a non-profit platform that allows us to be creative and tell some unique stories and shine lights on things that needs to be that the light needs to be shone on. We live amongst heroes and people all the time, but we overlook them because we see them all the time. So I feel like sometimes it's important to kind of highlight those that are right directly in front of you as opposed to those on the internet that we worship and follow all the time. So that's just what we're going to do here. Today we have, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe is Samakujo?
Scykarjipo.
Scykarjipo Leo Weah, aka Jimmy. Yeah. And we'll let you know where that aka come from. But it's super cultural. Scykarjipo. We're gonna have to get this right, y'all. It's Scykarjipo, you know. But this is a friend of mine. I've really had a chance to know a little better. This is not a person that's new in my life. This person's been pretty consistent. I've known Jimmy since a young boy, and he has watched me grow. And we're just going to tell that story. And I believe he's one of the heroes here in the community in his own way. So Jimmy, you have the floor. So let's go ahead and this is Jimmy. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Well, the name my grandma gives me is called Scykarjipo. That means the world doesn't know what is good, and the world doesn't know what is bad. What is good, you look at it as being bad, and what is bad, you look at it as being good. So that's the name my grandma gave me. But to what purpose she gave me that name, I don't know. But I try to figure it out. That when I was a baby, I was rejected by my mother's family, even though she was not alive. Yeah. So they took me and put me on a rainy day right outside my grandma's, doorpost. Mm. Yeah. So my grandma heard, me crying. And then she heard a baby crying. She opened the door, and there I was. That's when she said that she gave me the world does not know what is good. The world does not know what is bad. Scykarjipo and what it means.
Awesome. So that's actually, I never knew that about you. So that's actually, let's start there. That's a good place to start. So growing up, you was left on the porch. Is that what you're telling me? Correct?
As a baby.
As a baby. Wow.
About 1 week out of the embryo of my mom. And she died in childbirth. Yeah.
And that was, so your mom family was the one who neglected you?
Yeah, who neglected me. And I don't even know them up to this time.
And they took you to your grandmother?
Yeah.
Which was your mom's mother? Or was it your father's?
My father's mother.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So where was your father at?
Well, my father, I did not know where his location was then, but I feel that there was some foul play on my father's side, you know, and my mom was too young. Yeah, so she had suffered from childbirth and died.
Wow.
Yeah. So the story of my life, my father did not give me the true detail. Every time I bring it up, he would avoid it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point you brought up too. Women are very, 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 very powerful. I know I was raised by 3 magnificent women, and they are angels. So to hear that you was brought on this earth and your mom left, that just shows how powerful a woman is. You know, she gave birth to you, and I've always looked at those who had those type of encounters. You know, passing of a mother, as you will always have somebody to watch over you. You know, in that sense. Do you feel that way?
My grandma did. Yeah. My grandma did, you know. And I always imagine, you know, that the woman's womb actually is a complete factory for building human beings. From the embryo, which is from the sperm dropping into your mother eggs, and then they start to develop.
So they're very powerful. Very powerful, right? Understood.
So I respect that fact. You said women are very powerful people.
Yeah.
Without them, we would not be here today.
That's true.
Despite our father dropping the eggs, but they are the one who developed the egg.
Awesome.
To make us to be who we are
today, and we are grateful for that. So I kind of want to get into these questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And tell on how it all started being Jimmy. I couldn't imagine, me being at a doorstep. So moving forward, you get older, you learn about yourself, you move. Where were you born, first of all, and what becomes of Leo after that?
Well, I was born in KASH. Usually, it is called Harper City, Maryland County.
And that's where, in Liberia?
Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah, in Liberia. Okay. Yeah, that was the other name or the sub-name given to Harper City, KASH, Liberia, Maryland County, Liberia. Yeah. So I think at the age of 7, my father then showed up to take me, bring me to Monrovia. So I grew up in Monrovia. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So, when did you come to the U.S.?
Well, September 11, 1986.
1986. September 11, 1986. A long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time compared to your age.
Yes. I was born in 89, you was in 86. Ooh, it's almost 30 years you've been here.
Yeah.
Now, have you gone back?
No, I haven't been back as to see my native land. I wish and I hope, but due to some political reason, I did not go back.
Okay.
Yeah, or I haven't been there.
Okay. So you come to the U.S. in the 80s. That's actually funny that you came to the U.S. September 11th, but in the 80s. If you would have came September 11, 20, I think it was like 02, you wouldn't have been able to come. We all know what happened that day. That's a memorable day in the U.S. Period, and we know what happened that day. So the fact that you came September 11, 86 is just like, wow. Everything about your existence is monumental in a capacity. Like, you left on the steps, you didn't meet your father till 7, you come to the U.S. 9/11. You came to the U.S. 9/11. That's like Wow, like what else? Like what else? What other events happened after that? Like where did you? What was your interest, young Jimmy, in the U.S. when you was here?
Actually,
or a better question, how did you come here? I know a lot of people come here many different ways. Did you come here on a lottery? Were you a student? How did you come to the U.S.?
Actually, we came to perform. Okay. I was a member of a group called Super Donkey that actually developed from Buffet High School. So we had an invitation, to perform at the Baltimore Arts Festival. And the other rest, is history.
It's history. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we know you're a student of music. So music got you all the way here. So you must have been good.
Well,
or you are good.
Well, comparatively, I am good, but not that good. But I think art as a whole is a practice. You never know the secret until you die. So I am still navigating the course of my artistic ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what did you play at that time when you was in that band that came here? What were you playing?
Well,
what instrument?
My favorite instrument was bass. I was playing bass.
Okay.
Even though I had knowledge of guitar playing, but not as much as I do right now.
Uh-huh.
So we started off in Baltimore with our former principal, who actually, who actually engineered the entire thing for us being here. Yeah. We were at 5 in numbers that came, and yeah, he engineered that. And then I was playing in a band. I used to play bass guitar.
So you play the bass?
Yeah. I played the bass guitar for a couple of years. And then I developed the taste of a lead guitar when we came to the United States.
So when did you get introduced to music? Like when was your first your earliest memory of that introduction of music?
Well, music. I will go into a Catholic school called St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's. Yeah, that's how it was called. And they used to teach music there, but on a low scale. So I developed music there. I mean, the ability of music there, but it did not last long. Because the one who used to teach us, it was Father Julie, but he left. He left, and then it did not last long because there was no one else to teach that. So from then on, I met a fellow who was interested in my sister, but he could play guitar. So I asked him if he could teach me, and the rest was history.
Awesome. That's good. So it's a few African instrumentalists. I know that I've been able to capture over the years while listening to some of the music. I know one really good instrumentalist that I really enjoyed, who's an African, was no problem. Bless you, by the way. Was Lucky Dube. I thought he was pretty good artist, and like he sounded different on a lot of different songs. He had he had that Bob Marley kind of revolutionary music, but at the same time he could sing to you very softly on some of his songs. So that was like one of the probably the only African instrumentalists where I seen him play the piano and stuff like that. So what are some of your inspiration when it comes to like African instrumentalists?
Well, number one is Manu Dibango,
Mhm.
and the other one is Fela.
I've heard of Fela. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff, but I've heard of him.
Fela is mostly, you know, a kind of a revolutionary, artist. He was always blasting at the system,
Mm-hmm.
but he plays saxophone.
Mm.
But the saxophone was not as, being a solo, a soloist, but he was always introducing his song through his, saxophone, and then the rest he sang them. So those were the people actually that I was looking forward to. And then they have, another one they call, what is his name? Um, Jonathan Butler.
Jonathan Butler.
Yeah,
Okay,
from South Africa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Really good one. What does he play?
Well, he plays smooth jazz and guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, but where I really got my influence on guitar playing is Earl Clue
Earl Clue.
and George Benson.
Hey, he's dropping bomb, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all check these people out. These are African instrumentalists. Y'all don't get a lot of those. We're not talking about European instrumentalists. We're talking about African instrumentalists. Like I can only name you one,
Yeah.
but he's naming his inspiration.
Yeah, Manu Dibango was one of the main keys to my, actually, developing something that I term as smooth high life.
Mm.
Yeah. So when I heard this guy on radio, I said, the first time I said to myself, I said, there are not many African, instrumentalists. I think I must develop something. And when I came to the United States, it's like a whole world open to me. I could choose from whatsoever artist I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yet I wanted to stay I wanted to stay on the road that leads to Africa, which is the rhythm. Yeah.
Mm.
The rhythm was the most essential thing. You can play, but if that rhythm, if it is not there,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't represent the culture and the continent.
Yes, yes. That's actually a great segue, like to the next thing we're going to talk about, talking about the culture and having that be the center of your movement. Whether you're moving with music or wherever you're moving with, when you're moving with that rhythm and the culture. And I've seen you play at many many shows. And what was that experience like in the community? Let's just talk about the culture a little bit, and let's tap into your community and like what are some things you've done in the community, as far as the Liberian community, some of the shows you've played, and then I also want to, I'll ask you that question after that. You tell me about some of the shows in the community. So
Yet, I was with a master drummer. Yes, the one that will blow your mind in exquisite delight of his playing.
that now, just to reference that, are we talking about Father Africa?
Yes, we are talking about Father Africa.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Father Africa.
Check him out. Check him, Father Africa.
Yeah, yeah. He was the one actually, I would say, I drew to him. Yeah, because he had many talents, and then being, a composer myself, he kind of clicked, to my, composition because I could write reggae music just like that. I mean, compose that, So Father Africa asked me if I could, actually kaipai. which is who is Father Africa, asked me if I can accompany him to some of his show. So we went from places to places, playing for party, this funeral, a different kind. So that I began to play juju, as they call the bass drum in African, African drumming, juju. So that's how I began to experience the depth of, this guy's talent. And that's how we became very friendly, you know. That's how I began to explore, many places playing juju with him.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, ironically, I know who that is, and that's my uncle. And I enjoy a lot of your shows. Like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. That's why I feel like this was necessary. This is necessary to kind of get some of our heroes that's in the shadows instead of looking at these other people. We can actually say thank you to you guys for everything you guys have done. What is one of the most memorable events you've been a part of?
Well, there isn't any that I would say this is the one that taps them all. Yeah, because as for me, I am a person who grade every artistic endeavor as equal to the other.
Mm.
Yeah, you know. But to answer that question is, you know, uh, Father Africa, who is Kaipai, was very popular. Yeah, and at one time we went to play for Children's Hospital.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's how I really felt that that was the best show we ever had, because the people came around and the way we were playing and the things Kaipai was saying, it was bringing tears in other people's eyes.
Wow.
And then the rhythm was playing and he was just telling the people about their loved one, not to feel bad. They will have the strength to wake up or get up or stand up again.
And this is at Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that must have been a moment.
Yeah. So that was the moment. Actually, it was a moment, and which I really enjoyed. Yeah. It was not. It was not spectacular as to go to a concert, but it was emotional.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was sentimental. And the people were just, we were just crying. I don't know why,
Right.
but they enjoyed the show.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can imagine him being in that hospital and how it would affect those people. Music overall is healing, you know, for a lot of different moods and situations. So to see it healing in the hospital, it's almost like magic, you know. So I would have loved to be a part of that show, that magic, that feeling, that cloth. So that's actually that's awesome. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I know you're an artist as well. Let's tap into your art. What kind of art do you do? And do you have pieces that we can go view? In case we're interested in seeing your art, where we can go view them, and then just tell us about that artistic side, because it seems like it never fails. If you're a musician, you're an artist. If you're an artist, you're a musician. If you're into fashion, you like music. It's like I know how to play an instrument myself.
Mm-hmm.
I play the the mixer, DJ mixer. You know, I'm a DJ and I know how to play. Um, that's my only instrument I know how to play. I plan on picking up more instruments to learn, and drawing and getting into art as well. Dropping products and things like that. So I plan on sketching my products and things like that. So I'm not like a great artist, but I'm like always a fan of the culture and art and moving it forward as far as being creative. So like Talk about your creative standpoint when it comes to art, and then where can we view some of these pieces?
Okay. I tell you, not art, just as the music. They have been with me since I got to know myself, and they are like two jealous women that are clashing for my attention.
I like how you put that. Because we know when they're clashing, it ain't good. It ain't good when they're clashing.
You know, for one, for the thing, what I call them, jealous women is that I will be doing fine art, and then I forget my musical side, and then she will come knocking.
Mm.
Hello, hello, here I am.
Okay.
You forgot me. Then I got to remind myself to go to the music, play the guitar and things there. And then she will be satisfied. You know, but the whole thing is, I, you know, the most dominant, personality of mine artistically is the fine art.
Okay.
Yeah. Music was my soother. Yeah. After I, gone around and beat up at the word, there she is waiting for me, and I grace her on the guitar.
Mm.
Yeah.
So more so geared towards the fine arts of the music, um, than you used to do before, the drawing and the paintings. I've seen some of his paintings. He don't want to tap into it, but I've seen some of it. It's nice. I hear some of his music. Do you have any music out there people can go and view? Where can they view it?
No, actually, yeah, there is nothing out there which will be referred to my music, but I do play with Purple Africa. Yeah, and most of the composition or composed music is done by me.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will hear my influence in the music.
In the music.
Guitar wise, that's what I used to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of music out there.
If I knew we were going to go into this, I was going to bring you something, a music that he and I composed called, God Bless Liberia.
Okay.
It's a very
we can come back and talk again, man. We can talk again and share some more of that music, listen to some of your catalog. Yeah. I would love to. But I wanna go ahead.
Yeah, and then I give play the instrumental, version of that particular song. Yeah. So when I do have tapes, I mean CDs, where I play my own style, which I refer to as smooth highlife.
Smooth highlife. I like that. It almost sounds like a late night radio show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the smooth highlife.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're gonna get it to the African instrumentalist music.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
You gotta talk softly to the smooth highlife. I like that. I like that, yo. So this is actually a new genre, probably, like a smooth highlight. A smooth highlight. I like it.
Yeah, that is the combination of different African rhythm, but all African rhythm has been centered around, highlife. But from country to country, they call it by different names. But the main thing, the foundation of that music that has circulated around Africa is high life.
High life.
Yeah.
And when you say high life, what do you mean? Like party? What's high life?
Well, high life, the actual definition has not been formed, but it's talking about particular lifestyle that is high. And then the music itself, display that style of high life.
I got you.
Yeah.
Via being the lyrics or via being how you play the actual instrument.
Actually, it attracts especially the rich ones. But most of the audience of high life are the people you refer to, the common people.
The common people.
Yeah. So I listened and listened, and I did not find anyone who is actually, into the music but expressing African, rhythm in a way like you were playing jazz.
Mm.
So that's how the whole idea of smooth highland developed.
That's true.
Yeah.
So giving it a different sound, kind of feel, texture of it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I would encourage you. You compose some of those music, man. Put it out to some platforms, so we can display it and tell people to follow you. And because I feel like, again, I can't stress this. These series we're doing here on As One platform is to kind of highlight our heroes. Our, like he said, the common man, the common hero. We lose sight of the common hero. It becomes such a an ancient term now, like to be a common man. Nobody wants to be the common man. Everybody wants to be on Facebook, social media, Instagram, whatever the case may be, but nobody wants to be common. When you go through your feeds, you see the filters that's showing rich, like you're saying in the culture. You're seeing a lot of sneakers, but nobody wants to be that common man who is the hero, the guy behind, the curtains that's pulling the strings. And
Well, let me actually define the common man what I mean. It doesn't mean that you are common in a sense that you lack knowledge. No.
correct.
But you are common in the sense that you display humility.
Mm,
You humble yourself.
exactly.
You accept what society brings to you, and you adapt to society.
One of my biggest like motto that I live by and I stand by is being a little guy but making a big impact. When I think of a common man, that's what I kind of envision that as, like, the common man is that little guy making a big impact.
But in fact, what is common man? Its origin. Everyone wants a common man.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Until the stages of life put them to a later percentage of handling some riches, and then they say they are not common men no more.
One more. Then you get out.
But actually, if you scrape all that gold from him, he's just as common as you are.
Yes.
The only thing that makes it different is he has more money than you, but he's no different than you.
It's true. So I wanted to actually show again. This is what we have here is As One TV, and we're sitting here with Jimmy, Leo, Weah. He is a musician, artist. Uh, he is somebody I've known for a long time. We just had a conversation with him via music and a lot of things he got going on. I just want to kind of close this part of this interview out. Just give you the floor to really tell the people um, where you're going next. What's the next things you plan on doing? How they can keep up with you if they want to know what to expect from Jimmy, and then what's your next show you got going on?
Okay. There is a street called, High Street, north and south of it. And there's another street called Kings Avenue. Okay? On North High Street and Kings Avenue, if you are interested, there is a mirror on the wall that displays my art. Yeah.
You said
Between Kings Avenue and North High Street.
and North High Street.
Is that Bronzeville area?
It's across from the Krugers.
You know what that's at?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, when you go there, you will see Chimin's art. It is a very beautiful giraffe that is big or huge.
I think I've seen that giraffe before.
Yeah.
So you painted that?
Yes. It was my drawing that they reproduced to put it on the wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So to feel the weight of my artistic ability, especially in fine art, yeah, you go there and then you feel the weight, you know.
Let's see. We'll have to go by there and check it out. I'll have to check it. I've never seen it.
So take a
I would
picture
love
of
to,
it.
yeah, take a photo of it and see what's going on. Before we wrap it up, this is something that saddens me because I've known you for such a long time and we have a personal relationship. But I do know that you are no longer you can no longer do a lot of the things that you used to do. I know you being from Liberia, you enjoy playing soccer, you enjoy playing um, just playing, moving around. And with aging, and I know you're experiencing some health issues. If you want to touch on that a little bit, so that way we can enlighten the people what's going on.
Yeah, I would like to, touch on it a little bit. March of last year, I was diagnosed with cancer, and then as to, you know, heart failure. Yeah, I was also diagnosed with that. So that limits my ability of, being mobile in certain area. Yeah, I cannot do a full speed running, or I will have to have the ambulance follow me because I'm going to run.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't limit my ability of what comes in my head.
That's true.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, if I will find a place again, then I shall bring that I'm at the chapter of my life artistically to close my book. Yeah, the writer always closes the book with the interesting part of his,
Yes.
life. It's the same way I am, and everyone has that. From birth to manhood, then to the cradle. I mean to the grave. Whatsoever that you have done will remain as a legacy.
Yes.
And I'm about at the point now to close my book artistically, you know.
Awesome. So not only were you diagnosed with cancer, you also was diagnosed with heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two things that you're now battling.
Yeah.
First of all, my deepest concern goes to you and your family. And I know you mentioned living. If you could live, how important is living in a healthy environment is to you under these conditions?
Well, that will actually have an impact on my health. Impact, what do I mean? Impact could be dangerous, impact could be very safe. So I'm looking at the very safe part. Yeah. If I could, find a place and then where I can practice art without the interference of smoking, drinking, and, commotion that is being actually generated from, how you call it, alcohol.
Okay, so it's important. It's important for you to have a safe place. It's important for you to have a quiet space for you to close that book, like you mentioned. You were ready to close that book.
Yeah, book.
Which is an interesting way to put it. via that you're dealing with all these complications. So if you're watching, if somebody's watching this who's a young musician, who is inspiring to play the guitar as good as Jimi and Jimi Hendrix, what is something you want to tell them? What are some life lessons, that personal life lesson you went to, and what are some advice you want to give to them?
Okay, you have a beautiful son. All he does right now is sleep. When he wants hungry, he will be crying for his mother to help him. He knows his mother will come when he hears a cry. But there will come a time he will be struggling to crawl. Yeah. But he has to practice. There will come a time he will be reaching out to walk. But he has to do it constantly until he's able to stand and move on his 2 feet. Then he will want to run. Everything that God has given us depends on oneself to practice how to do it right. The ability is there. So my conclusion to all artists, musicians, visual artists, practice.
That's good advice. Practice makes perfect. It's an old saying, but it's so true. Yeah. So if you are out there and you heard it here from Jimi, I wanted to go through some of my collections here. I know you guys wondering what's going on with this clothing and why clothing hanging over them. I have another channel that I do that. We're not going to get into that today because I feel like this was a beautiful conversation that we already had here. And Jimi, I want to thank you for your time. I want to say I wish you the best of luck. It's a pleasure being your friend. It's a pleasure being your son. It's a pleasure working with you on all the different levels. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell your story, to reach the masses, the young people, to see, that we're all born in different situations, but we can all change our situation. Like Jimmy's situation, he was born back in Liberia, denounced by his mother's side, left on the porch, found his way here to the U.S., made some of himself, trying to close his book, went through some trials and tribulations. So it's always important to understand in life that you want to go places and you want to do some things. Via Jimmy being a testimony of some tough situations, and yet he's here with us in the flesh, and he's still blessing us with encouraging words. So I'm gonna let you close it out. You can close it out, and then we can play some music and get up out of here.
God has given everyone a talent, but the way we use it all depends on ourselves. Yeah. So, in closing, I would tell the guys, the young people out there, try to humble yourself. Then you will understand the meaning of life. Thank you.
So that's actually a good one, Smith. So what we want to know, how did America shape you? I'm thinking that's like by going through all that, like how did you take us through that process of being in America, coming to America? What are some things you face? Some hardship, and then maybe some good times.
Well, my hardest shift right now is what I'm facing. But coming to America, I told you, it's a melting pot of idealism. Anywhere you stand, you see there is opportunity here. So let's let review. It's just like a big apple to take your little part and enjoy it. Whether it be a sour or be a good, You yourself gotta define it.
So you said it's what you're going through right now. What are you going through right now?
My health issue, that's what I'm going through. And and then my homelessness issue, that's what I'm going through right now. Because these things, they have an impact on one's life. If you're not happy, you cannot produce. Yeah.
So explain to us, how does a kid coming from Africa being on the music, being invited to Baltimore to play music, come here, establish a life here, have a mural on High Street, end up in that situation of like homelessness.
Okay. Now, when I got sick, and I was hospitalized, okay, I did not leave anyone in care of what I have. So, most of it was ravaged, yeah, by the landlord or someone else. So that kind of being out of work and thing, that put me to, the homelessness situation. Yeah. Not that I don't have a place to lie my head, but there is nothing better than to have your own place to lie your head. You know. But I tell you, coming to America has been just the right forum I was looking for in life, because I could see many things and I could express many things from what I see. It's all around here. There is nothing lacking here. If you want to practice evil, it's there. If you want to practice what is good, it's there. Nothing is lacking. But you got to take the apple and choose what you want to eat that will digest in your stomach. So America is the big apple, and everybody trying to eat the one they can digest.
That makes sense. Okay. Well said. Again, it's Jimmy, man. You picked that guitar. First time I heard you play, man, I was like, wow, that guy's good. You know. And then I asked my mom. I said, "Who's that guy with Popeye? With Uncle Popeye? Who's that guy, with Uncle Popeye?" I said, "That's Jimmy. Jimmy's bad."
The thing is that to answer your question in short is, when I got to New York, I thought no trees do not grow in America, but I was mistaken. When I started to come from New York to Baltimore, then I see the very beautiful landscape. Green, the greenery was so great until I said, wow. All I see on TV is, skyscrapers. But this is beautiful, you know. So I developed my artistic ability when I came here, to the point that I wanted to be good as anyone else. Yes. And let me let you know, maybe I am mistaken, or I do not want to be egotistical, but I think I developed a style in visual art. They may refer to me as the first African, fantasy artist. And my work can attest for that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.